Hi everyone! In this week's episode of Chic and Cheap, we are going to be making these cute shabby fabric flowers. They're very easy to make. I started with strips of fabric. One is 18 inches long and one is about 12 inches long. So the first thing you'll need is a needle and thread. I am threading my needle, doubling up the thread, and tying a good knot in the end. You'll take your larger strip of fabric and fold it in half, and fold it in half again, and again. Now I'm just going to cut a petal shape into the top of the fabric, sort of an upside down U. And you've seen me use this technique before because it's my favorite way to make flowers. I've done it with crepe paper and now I'm doing it with fabric. Now I'm just rubbing it on my hands pretty hard so that I can fray the top edges. And they look nice and shabby. And I am simply going to do a running stitch along the bottom edge of the length of fabric. You could do this on a sewing machine. Use a long stitch on your sewing machine, and then you could do a lot in a very short amount of time, but I find it relaxing to hand stitch them, which is why I do it this way. Once I've reached the end, I'm just going to gather up the length of fabric. I'm going to put a little stitch into my first petal, pull the two tails of thread, and then tie a knot. Then you can sort of even out your little ruffles and it looks really cute. I'm going to do that with the smaller strip of fabric too. You can mix and match fabrics, just use whatever scraps you have. I like using these little scraps of shabby fabric. It would be really cute with thrifted vintage linens as well, as we discussed in my thrift store video. So this is the same thing, doing the same thing, and now I am going to take a little felt disc and glue my larger flower on top of that. And if you know me, you know I love tulle. So I'm taking a little length of tulle, I'm just tying it in a little knot in the center. I'm going to trim the edges because it was a little too long. And I'm going to add a little glue to the center knot and put that right in the center of my flower so that I have a little bit of tulle sticking out between the layers. Now I'll take my smaller flower and glue that right on top. And for this flower, I am using this plastic button as my flower center, and I'm just going to cut the shank off with my Tim Holtz scissors. Put some glue on that and stick that in the center. Very easy. And because I wanted to have a little more of a shabby frayed look, I took my heat gun and I just shot it onto the tulle to make it a little more crumpled and vintage looking. And that's it. They're so cute and super easy to make. I find them to be very relaxing, and I hope that you will feel inspired to try it yourself. Thanks for watching.